Ally McCoist shares rumors he's heard about Steven Gerrard live on air. The American owners are on thin ice after failing to land their #1 target, and now Danny Rohl's being thrown into the lion's den before he's even signed the dotted line. And if that wasn't enough, Derek McInnes is bizarrely being linked with a move to govern while sitting top of the league with Hearts. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Nicholas Raskin could be out the door in January as Besiktas circle like vultures. I want to take a moment to thank some absolute legends who've been lighting up the comments lately. True Blues 56, Bob Hendry, Alex Gover, and Jeanette McConnell. You've been unbelievable. The support, the passion, the banter, it means the world. You lot are carrying the badge proudly, and I see every single word you type. Massive shout out as well to David Greer, William Logan, Christopher, Craig Knox, and John Adams. You've all been top class, and I appreciate every bit of it. Let's keep the fire burning. We've got a lot to talk about. Steven Gerrard, a man you'll never forget for bringing that glorious unbeaten title home in 2020-21 and putting a stop to Celtic's pathetic dream of 10 in a row, will not be making a return to Ibrox. And frankly, and that stings a bit, last week, Gerrard sat down in London with Andrew Kavanagh and Parag Marathe. The talks didn't go the way anyone wearing royal blue hoped. No agreement, no return, no second chapter, and you're left sitting there thinking, how? Why? Ally McCoist, the man that bleeds Rangers blue, has added a bit of spice to the story. Speaking live on air, he dropped a rumor that Gerrard might have knocked it back due to the financial cost of moving back to the UK. Apparently, there's whispers that staying out of the country for a certain amount of time saves him a hefty sum, and ending his Saudi residency too soon could cost him dearly. We're talking serious money lost, potentially millions, not exactly loose change for even a Premier League veteran. Now look, Gerrard's time in Saudi wasn't exactly legendary. 2 years, a win percentage south of 40, and eventually sacked in January 2025. But even with that blip, his legacy at Ibrox still shines. He's no Russell Martin. Let's be honest, hiring Martin was a disaster, and the new board, these so-called 49ers, haven't exactly won you over, have they? And that's where the frustration boils over. If Gerrard was keen but needed convincing, did Kavanagh actually do enough? Or was it all just for show? Because if you've got a chance to bring back the man who made you feel invincible again, why wouldn't you move mountains to get it done? Did the Rangers board bottle it with Gerrard? Or did Steven turn his back on you for the sake of a tax bill? With Steven Gerrard officially out the picture, the Ibrox board have shifted gears, and now all eyes are on one man, Danny Rohl, a 36-year-old German, most recently of Sheffield Wednesday. Rohl's name might not have set your heart racing at first, but let's be honest, you've probably Googled him at least twice this week. He's now the frontrunner, and if the rumors are true, he's dead keen on the job. Talks have gone well. He's jobless, energetic, apparently big on turning clubs around, all the buzzwords you'd expect. But here's the thing, the mood around Ibrox is fragile. You wanted Gerrard, you expected Gerrard, and now you're being told to get excited about a guy who was assistant at Bayern Munich and Southampton, but hasn't been in a hot seat longer than a year. That's a tough sell, and it gets even trickier. According to reports, Rohl is already on the back foot before he's even signed the papers. Why? Because the American owners, Andrew Kavanagh and Parag Marathe, completely fluffed their second attempt to bring Gerrard home. First in the summer, and now again. 2 swings, 2 misses, and let's not sugarcoat it. The decision to hand the keys to Russell Martin last time out has aged like milk. 17 matches, 5 wins, and a one-way ticket to mid-table misery. No wonder the patience is wearing thinner than a Hibs title challenge. So now you're left watching the Americans trying to save face, hoping Danny Rohl is the magic man to turn it all around. Flick, of all people, has sung his praises, and that's nice. But words from Barcelona mean nothing in Govan if the performances don't come with it. Still, you're being told to trust this project, trust these owners, trust a manager who hasn't even set foot at Ibrox yet. And if he flops, it won't be him who takes the heat. It'll be the boardroom again. If the new manager fails, should the American owners walk away from Rangers before they do any more damage? Right, now, this one will have you shaking your head. Derek McInnes, that Derek McInnes is apparently being floated again as a potential Rangers manager. And honestly, you've got to ask, are we that far off the rails? This comes off the back of Steven Gerrard knocking back a return to Ibrox, leaving the American leadership scrambling around like they've dropped the last pint at the Loudon. With Gerrard gone, other names have popped up. Sure, Raphael Wicki being one of them, but McInnes, again? Michael Stewart, of all people, couldn't believe it either. Speaking live on BBC Sports Scotland, he looked utterly baffled by the idea. He made the very simple but very fair point: if Gerrard, a man with no job, just turned his nose up at Ibrox, why on earth would McInnes leave a Hearts side top of the league to jump into this madness? And let's be real, Hearts have been absolutely flying. The Jambos are ahead of Celtic, ahead of Rangers, and for the first time in decades, there's actually a sliver of hope they could pull off the unthinkable and win the title. You think McInnes is giving that up to walk into a club sitting 8th and surrounded by chaos? This isn't even about whether McInnes is good enough or not. It's about timing, ambition, and respect. If he's actually got a chance to break the old firm stranglehold, something that hasn't happened since 1985, why would he jump ship? Michael Stewart said it plain. It makes no logical sense. And for once, you'd have to agree with him. If Derek McInnes did ditch a title run with Hearts to join Rangers, would you actually back him? Or would it prove that we've completely lost the plot in the Ibrox boardroom? While the soap opera over who'll be the next Rangers manager has taken center stage this week, and rightly so, there's been a flurry of other goings-on at Ibrox that might have slipped under your radar. First off, there's noise coming out of Turkey, and it's not about kebabs. Besiktas are lining up a move for Nicholas Raskin in January. That's right, the 24-year-old Belgian, one of the few players you can actually rely on to pass forward with intent, could be on his way out. Turkish outlet Yeni Açık reckon Sergen Yalçın has given the green light, and the deal's in motion. If this one goes through, it'll raise serious questions about what direction this club is heading. Mid-season, why on earth would you offload someone like Raskin in the middle of a rebuild? Then there's the curious case of Robbie Thelwell. Remember him? Supposed to be coming in as head of recruitment. We were practically told it was a done deal. Russell Martin was even answering questions about it. But according to journalist Keith Jackson, there's been radio silence, no confirmation, no sighting, no nothing. You start to wonder, has there been a U-turn? Or worse, was this just more of the usual Ibrox smoke and mirrors? And just to top it off, Ross Wilson, yes, that Ross Wilson has somehow managed to fall upwards. He's been handed the sporting director job at Newcastle United. How he's talked his way into that, given some of the dross he brought into Ibrox, is anyone's guess. Now, here's the thing. With all this going on, managerial chaos, key players like Raskin being circled, and recruitment in total limbo, you've got to ask something that might sting a little. If Rangers do sell Raskin in January, are you looking at a club quietly giving up on the season before the new managers even walked through the door? Comment below what you think about the news. Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.